What's on the Shelf Rig Rundown. Every few weeks or so, I'll pull a car off the shelf. We'll go over some of its features and some of its history. Each one of these cars has its own story to tell, so stay tuned for more videos.
What's on the shelf this week? Well, it's not necessarily on the shelf, it's buried in this cabinet. The 1985-86 Radio Shack Porsche Turbo 935 K3. Let's dig this thing out and check it out. As you've seen in my other shop videos, these boxes unfortunately are empty. I just saved them because I like the box art. I did have this kit and I sold it to a friend and he built it. This box full of old decals, no car. 2015 track champion, truck class at Bump and Run Speedway. One of my most popular YouTube videos is my stock 1990-91 Roar Oval Nationals. This is the P main. Who would save a P main trophy? 91 Pro Stock A main first place. This was my first win when I got outside of novice on the concrete oval at King, the indoor track. And this was my first time I won with number 2, which is why I always have number 2 on my car. There's my sticker. We used to have to do identification stickers. Yep, that was the Andes Illumina, number 2. First win in stock, pro stock. 1990 IROC champion, another one at King. This is the indoor track. It was a point series, won it on the last day. Honda Jet model kit. The only thing I have left from working at Honda Jet. Worked there about 1.5 years on actual jets. And I got this and my lanyard for my security badge. Now the sketchy part. I don't like messing with this glass because it's just sitting here. Even pressure. Empty links box. There's Porsche. A few artifacts in here to move around. All right, no breakage. Here we are, new inbox, Christmas 1985. All right, let's open this thing up. Well, we'll look at the box. Like I said, I got this car, not this particular car, but the same model for Christmas in 1985. We need to look at the box and see what kind of batteries this thing takes because I may try to run it. Fully proportional left and right steering. You didn't have to back up. So you were a big guy then because I don't know if y'all are old enough to remember those remote control cars you had to put in reverse to turn. Got trim adjustments. High tech for 85. It requires 4 C batteries and 2 9 volts. All right, we got to go to the store. There's the protective film or foam. I bought this car and I basically opened the box once. I've never got it out. It's a lot smaller than I remember, but of course I was quite a bit younger. There we go. High tech, high speed. Pretty detailed. Radio Shack always had the there's a screw loose. All right, we'll hang on to that. They were like model cars. Still the very basic toy grade. Battery door. Never had a battery in it. That's a good thing. No corrosion whatsoever. I believe the seller I got this from said they at one time worked at Radio Shack. I don't know if they were taking some out the back door or what, but they had several brand new Radio Shack cars, and just happened to have one that I got for Christmas. Here's your sweet transmitter, digital, proportional, and our antenna. Some assembly required. Is that going to tighten up? Yep. There we go. We're ready to race. Like I said, the story behind this car is kind of twofold. Like I said, I got it for Christmas one year. I'd asked for a radio control car and a Stomper Bully. And me being a curious kid, I got to snooping around the house more than I should have, and I found it before Christmas, and I had to act natural when Christmas morning came around. And because I kind of already knew what I was in store for that morning. But anyway, back then, I grew up in the mountains of West Virginia, southern West Virginia. And our hobby shops were few and far between. None that I really even knew about, except for one in a mall. And of course, that's like daydreaming in there because everything was overpriced, at least for my budget. We'd go in there and watch them Tamiya promotional videos on loop. We'd just sit there and watch them over and over again. This is back in the mid early 80s when you could drop your kids off at the mall and let them hang out all day. And while my parents or whatever were running their errands, we'd go to the mall and just hang out, or somebody else's parents would take us there and drop us off. You had two stores. We had the hobby shop. I can't remember the name of the hobby shop. I just remember them having a few Lexan bodies, the Tamiya paint that you painted the bodies with a brush. And we had a Radio Shack. And every time Christmas would roll around, Radio Shack would come out with all their new models. I didn't pick this car out. I just wanted a car. All right, take two. I got a little tongue-tied there. But it turned out to be a memorable Christmas. Enough impact on my life. I guess it really got me interested in the RC cars and RC world. This was pre-Radio Control Car Action magazine. It was shortly after that. Actually, one of the first hobby grade stuff that I run across was a model magazine. It had a few pictures of the Tamiya SRB chassis Ford F-150. Had it splashing through the mud puddle, and that was just like amazing to see. And it had the original RC10 ad of the car jumping in the dirt. Stuff that was totally unobtainable in my mind as a kid. And then I guess it was around 86 when the first RC Car Action magazine come out, and I just happened to find one at a Kroger grocery store. And that really got the ball rolling. And like I say, this was my first introduction to RC cars, other than my older brothers having a few little toy cars here and there, but this is the first one of my own. Shortly after this, my neighbor kid, he had a little bit more of a budget than I did, and he showed up with a Hornet and blew my doors off. And that got the fire going for some competition. I tried taking this thing apart and making it lightweight, and there's nothing I could do. It was a toy. Eventually, that summer, I got my first hobby grade car, which was a Grasshopper. Ordered it from American Hobby Center in New York. You'll know the black and white ad if you've had the RC Car Action magazines for years. I believe a lot of people got their start from that ad. After that, I think it was the next summer that I was selling cans, mowing grass, well, anything I could do to scratch some money together. My uncle donated some money. My parents donated the rest. I got half the money, and I got an RC10. Of course, we didn't get the good RC10. I got the RC10 with bushings and a mechanical speed control. The kids today just wouldn't understand if you had to actually build your speed control. And the bearing kit back then, bearings are dirt cheap now. A bearing kit back then was about a third of the cost of the car. So that really got the ball rolling, and that was my few years of RC in West Virginia before we moved to North Carolina, and the rest is history. You'll see that in the other rig rundowns. Kind of went backwards. This is kind of the beginning. We started from, even though we started with some 30-plus-year-old cars, this one is actually the very beginning. So we may not run this one in this video. We got to go pick up some batteries, and I appreciate y'all watching the rig rundowns. They've been doing pretty good. Stay tuned. This is episode 8, so we're going for 10. We got one more that we may actually take to a racetrack and run it on episode 9, and then the sentimental favorite will be number 10, so we'll leave you hanging on that one. Anyway, appreciate it. Hit that like, subscribe, and if we don't get any running video in this one, stay tuned. I will post some up if it works, and we'll throw some batteries in and see what happens. So, all right, guys, you twisted my arm. We ran down to the Target and picked up some batteries. Thank goodness we don't have to buy these things every day. I can't imagine trying to keep running this thing $10–20 a pop every time you run it. I imagine rechargeables would be in order. I don't remember how long this thing would actually run on a set of batteries. It's been about 40 years, so about 37–38 years. So we'll throw some batteries in this thing and see if we got anything. Yeah, there's no indicator light on here. It's just a piece of red tape letting you know you're on or off. So I have no idea if that's functioning. Put our receiver pack in. I'm sure that's what this is for. Our 4-cell modified 12-scale Radio Shack Special here. Kind of miss Radio Shack. It wouldn't be, I guess it wouldn't be popular these days. Technology's moving too fast. All right, we're loaded up. We got quite a bit of weight in there now. Oh, look at there. We want to adjust our trim. What's going on here? Oh. That's another thing that sets this car apart. Besides the cars that you had to go backwards to turn, a lot of them didn't turn unless you hit the throttle. Look at there, 38 years later. She's a powerhouse, baby. Let's hit this thing on the driveway before the rain comes, see what she does. Wow, this thing's about as fast as my Geico boat. We are full control here. She's hooked up. Absolutely no, whoops. Gotta watch where I'm going here. Absolutely no torque. But how's that for a 38-year-old antique that's been in a box its whole life as I'm banging it in the trash cans? Just a trim a little bit. There we go. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. Hit that subscribe button while you're here. We are shooting for that 1,000. We are really close. Hopefully by the end of the year. We are actually creeping up on our 4,000 hours, so we just need that 1,000 subscribers. There you go. Check it out. High speed action. Thanks, guys.